Okay, we got Valorant is collapsing from the Score Esports. What is going on with Valorant?
Sean has recently dropped a bombshell video outlining an alleged match-fixing scandal that has infested Tier 2 North American Valorant.
Tier 2 match fixing. Wow. Damn, dude. This is crazy. Like, what is going on? Is this I'm trying to think, what is this happening? Like, what is going on? Like, what's being implied here? Is it like it's tier 1 versus tier 2 versus tier 3? Or I don't exactly know, but like I'm trying to think. Has like the overall, is it like a war like within the scene of Valorant of like tier 1 teams versus tier 2 teams? Do they just like hate each other? Like with the tier 1 teams trying to protect like their player rights or whatever, versus like tier 2 teams trying to invade player 1, or not player 1, tier 1 like area. Is this like a seniority thing of like, I was here first in tier 1, but then you're tier 2, you're just bad, so what, did the tier 2s just band together and it's like, okay, you guys are like the best, our best bet to like, getting into like tier 1, so we're just gonna match fix? Like, what's happening? That's what I want to know.
He suspects that a gambling ring has generated hundreds of thousands, potentially millions of dollars by manipulating the outcomes of challengers' matches.
Oh,
This is arguably the biggest scandal to ever shake competitive Valorant, and
biggest scandal or biggest like entertainment thing? Because I mean, for all sorts of competitive endeavors, usually there is a good amount of gambling. Baseball, basketball, uh football, soccer, boxing, MMA, sumo, probably Olympics too, like all the stuff that goes on in there. Probably, not sure. I'm just like spitballing here. But also, there's a good amount of gambling in like probably like video games too. I mean, around like the matches, not like just like like some parts of like the gaming sphere of like the game itself, but like competitive matches. That's what I'm talking about. But you don't see this from like a casual perspective. You have to be like on the inside. You got to know a guy. You have to be on the inside to like see all this. Because if it was visible to like the public, I mean, everybody would probably be just be like against it. So you have to like keep it on the low or whatever. So I don't even. I asked this question to like my buddies in real life. Like, would sports be as interesting if there wasn't gambling? And like some of them were like, I don't think so, man. Because like if you're not gambling, somebody else with more money is probably gambling. And I mean, horse racing. Look at horse racing, dog racing, whatever. There's gambling in that. Um. So as much as I don't want to admit it, maybe gambling being, maybe not so much like the match fixing. That's like shitty all around or whatever. There's probably got to be like an underlying reason, because like, why are you match fixing? I mean, so that most people have like an equal chance at like getting money, because it feels super shitty to invest like a lot of time, effort, and energy into a thing only to get like no reward out of it, which does feel like shit. But I mean, hey, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So as shady as it is to say, probably the gambling aspect behind tier 2 is probably a good thing.
if true, could mark the death of the game's Tier 2 scene in NA.
Nah.
In the
match
context
fixing.
of ranked Valorant, match fixing has been an issue for years.
Oh, yeah.
Word got out back in 2022 that there were sites where people could bet on Valorant rank matches using crypto, and that certain bad actors were getting into streamers and pros matches to manipulate the outcome.
Oh yeah, because anytime there's like a video game involved, people are always trying to DDoS matches and shit. Like the level of security that these guys have to go through to have like a 100%, well, not even 100%, like a mostly like encapsulated form of a match is probably got to be like more than I could ever possibly appreciate. The level of shit that these guys got to do to like stop all of the external forces from invading like a match in either Counter-Strike or Valorant.
Ensuring that their bets would hit.
Bro, someone bet on our game and he's messaging me about it. I can't
How do you
believe
know?
people actually do that shit. He's messaging me about it.
Why,
He's
is
like,
it
throw.
glove?
I'm like,
It's like, hey, throw, just throw. You'll win big if you throw.
yeah.
What?
He said tell Adder to throw. I got 50 on you guys losing. I'm like, no.
People actually bet on my shit, dude. I swear, I
I
swear.
thought he was kidding, bro. I genuinely thought he was kidding at first. He's serious.
And in 2025, things aren't much better. Even as recently as last week,
Streaming Valorant ranked is really awesome right now. Wow. Holy shit. People are being threatened to like take out loans. Your social is this, and this. Shazam. Hey, isn't this the guy that did the Red Bull Ready Check and got absolutely stomped because he was talking so much shit? Yeah, I remember that name. Yeah.
Shazam shared screenshots on Twitter of text messages that he received where the alleged
Hey there, Shazam. If you don't start throwing this game, I will open loans in your name, your social, blah, blah, blah. That's scary, dude. Holy shit.
gamblers threatened to open loans with his social security number, and
If you do not listen to me and stop talking in your stream, there will be 4 men with 15s at your door. We're outside watching you, Shazib.
even threatened him with violence if he refused to throw his matches on stream. He went on to call out Riot for their lack of response to the situation, stating, quote, "We've been dealing with our ranked games on betting websites for a couple of years now, telling Riot about it, and they've continued to not."
Bro, people are just so absolutely like batshit stir crazy over like doing shit to their like favorite streamer. Like that's like, and I haven't even seen like the half of it. Like I know about like swatting, DDoSing, death threats and all that shit. Well, death threats is probably like the peak of like crazy motherfuckers. But like, I mean, people threatening to do stuff to you and like ruin you financially is just like, unless you have like that buffer of security, like most normal people don't have this buffer of like security of like lawyers and I don't know, like maybe like a specific bank account or whatever. I mean, I don't know exactly. But that's crazy, dude.
Do anything about it until it gets to this point. It's pretty clear that Riot still has a lot of work to do to combat these crypto throwers, but recent events suggest that this issue runs much deeper than we initially thought. Back on May 15th, Valorant TO, Mr. Funhaver, began talking about alleged match fixing within the NA Tier 2 scene on his Twitch stream.
The money being offered is genuinely insane.
Jesus.
I don't know if it's real because, again, I haven't communicated with any of these supposed win traders. Well, okay, I have communicated with some of them about the situation, but
okay, so he had to backpedal, so already he's being a little deceptive. Let me hear it again.
I don't know if it's real because, again, I haven't communicated with any of these supposed win traders.
So I haven't communicated with any of these win traders.
Well, okay, I have communicated with.
Okay, well I have. Okay, so already this guy is an unreliable source because he's willing to like backstep just on like the previous sentence. So guy's a loser and is probably very afraid of something.
Some of them about the situation, but myself and my own team had people DM us saying, hey, we want to we want to pay you to throw your game.
From there, Mr. Funhaver continued sharing some serious allegations on stream, suggesting that on top of match fixing, certain Challengers players have been using cheats in official matches, and that a member of Riot's anti-cheat department
using cheats in the matches yet again. Bro, it is 2025. How have we still not been able to get a lock on cheats in FPSs? Still, yet again. I don't think there's a possible way to stop it. And that's sad.
knows about it.
There is an active Riot employee that is very high in the anti-cheat department.
What?
Being paid off to let people cheat. And
Oh, it's starting to sound like Call of Duty up over here in Valorant. Oh my God. Is there a whitelist? Are we failing to call it what it is? It is what it is. If it walk like a duck, talk like a duck, squawk like a duck, fly like a duck, smell like a duck, look like a duck, it's probably a duck. They got a whitelist of people that are allowed to cheat, get reported, and the reports are just ignored because money.
I have proof of this. I have seen it,
Oh,
and it is a very real thing. I can't share that, and I don't know if that's being investigated right now or not.
oh. Valorant on the shit list of FPSs that I will never play. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm never playing Call of Duty again, never playing Valorant again. I mean, there's so much bullshit in CS. I mean, besides them being like tack shooters, that's completely unenjoyable to me. But the fact that this is going on, the competitive integrity is at stake. Damn. Valorant's a dog shit ass game right now.
But that is a problem.
Shortly after,
Like, I can at least respect Valorant. Or at least I used to respect Valorant, even though I didn't like the gameplay loop of like tack shooters and whatever. As long as it was at like doing a good, genuine effort to like stop cheaters. I mean, as long as they're trying to uphold the competitive integrity of the game, I was like, okay, I can respect it for that. But now, not only do I think it's a dog shit game, and the competitive integrity is like cracked, it's double bad.
Rebellion General Manager Sean Garez joined the stream and put Mr. Funhaver on blast for blowing open a case that he'd been working on for over a week. Sean then tweeted that the whole scene is rotten to the core and that he couldn't wait to show everyone. He also added that he'd burn it to the ground to make things what they were before Riot closed off their tournament circuit. What he'd found was, in his words, absolutely disgusting. Following that stream from Mr. Funhaver on May 16th, Sean Garez posted what was essentially a team.
Oh wait, so what is Mr. Funhaver like a whistleblower more or less? I mean, I don't know anything about Valorant, but he just sounds like a whistleblower, but he's like scared or something.
Teaser for his video about the match fixing situation. In the teaser, he reiterated just how severe things were. He said that, unlike the infamous iBuyPower scandal that rocked the CSGO community back in 2014, this gambling operation was on an entirely different level. He believes that it's generating hundreds of thousands, potentially millions of dollars. He also mentioned that both Riot and NA Challengers were conducting their own investigations as well. Riot's head of anti-cheat, Philip Koskinas, tweeted that same day that, quote, "We have not received any reports of an anti-cheater accepting a bribe or of a rioter letting someone use cheats."
Of course you wouldn't. No one would report that, and even if they did, they wouldn't admit it.
If any credible evidence is received, I will investigate immediately. But after Sean Garez shared his short 5-minute teaser video, members of the community began commenting on the state of Tier 2. Most notably, 10 said that Riot essentially killed Tier 2 the moment they moved to a franchise system.
Okay, I'm going to word vomit a bit on the timeline. The current state of NA Val below the Tier 1 level is an absolute terrible place. Tier 2 was fundamentally killed when Riot introduced the franchise system without providing hands-on support for the Challengers League or offering proper financial aid to the orgs willing to invest in it and help grow and support our future players and teams. Oh, okay. So the tier 2 got introduced, but Riot isn't directly helping them. They're kind of like indirectly just saying, here, go for it. So what, Riot directly supports tier 1 but not directly tier 2? I mean, it just sounds like tier 2 is going through what tier 1 was just years later.
Ahead of the 2023 season, he added that he wasn't surprised to hear of players match fixing for life-changing amounts of money.
Oh, Jesus. Let me see that. It's honestly not surprising that match fixing for money eventually happened. These players are putting in all their time and energy to become the best, chasing their dream of making it big and joining a tier 1 team. When that hope is lost, people may resort to accepting money to throw matches. And to be honest, that kind of money could be life-changing for them. Yeah. I remember watching like animes about this. What was that? That was like that one anime where it was like the boxer bro who's like really good. He knows he could beat like anybody, but people just, he looks like an underdog. And I forgot which one. Man. But he always accepted like match fixing money. Like, throw this match and I'll give you some money. And he's like, oh, okay. And also, one of the greatest anime movies of all time was based on this. Redline. The Pompadour dude with like the yellow car. He was offered so much money to price fix all the races because he was that good. He was that guy. But then at the end of the movie, it's like, I'm actually going to win. Fuck you guys. Damn.
Amounts of money. Tens went on to share his disappointment towards the way that Riot have mishandled the game that he says he still truly loves and cares about, while mentioning that he feels that there's no incentive for players to continue grinding ranked. Nobody really cares about getting the same gun buddy after every episode. That's just the reality of things. Late last year, we actually sat down with Valorant's head of global esports, Leo Faria, to discuss some of the struggles that tier 2 players and orgs are facing. Here's what he had to say back then.
Now, I think it's fair to recognize that the system as is, it's for the most part closed, right? We have 10 teams, 2 Ascension teams. And I think to make a more sustainable change, to make a more substantial change, like I said.
What'd he say? Sustainable?
It's probably going to take us a couple more years to rethink the structure and the model and how it affects global events. But there's definitely an appetite and a willingness from our side at Riot to make more changes to make the system work a little better.
Now I know
So then do it. Don't talk about it. Be about it.
that Leo mentioned that these changes could take years to implement, but I can't help but think that the current state of
Don't let me, as like a casual observer, think that big ol' Riot doesn't have like the bank account to support that. Get the hell out of here.
Tier 2 Valorant could force Riot to come up with solutions even sooner. More and more orgs are leaving the scene, and they need some sort of financial incentive to stay in Valorant. Orgs aren't willing to field teams and pay salaries when only one team ascends into VCT each year. But regardless, on May 24th, Sean Guerres released his highly anticipated expose. In the nearly hour-long video, he shares screenshots of messages between a Valorant player named Bray and 2 Challengers players who Sean says have been helping him uncover the truth. Tier 2 players Practo and Teague have been communicating with Bray to better understand how.
Understandably, what is the argument that goes against screenshots? Oh, that's photoshopped. That's not real. That's the main argument. Okay? It is what it is.
This alleged match-fixing scheme works.
I got you, bro. This time only, though. Yo, Practo, you got Discord? Yeah, what's up, bro? Add me, twin. 1 of 1, Bray. I'm always here just saying you can make a mill at 19. Oh, shit. Is this it? I'm always here just saying you can make a mill at 19. That's the offer. Make $1 million to throw the match. Damn.
In the screenshots, Bray offers 10.
Yo, Teague. Let's make 100K each in your next game. Lol, let me know. What's your Discord? I got 20K for you.
tens of thousands of dollars to the players in exchange for throwing maps to manipulate the outcome.
Oh my God, what does that say? Let me see. I offer 50K minus 40K guaranteed. Okay, that's not how you spell guaranteed. 40K to lose map 1, and I'm gonna get Burger Boys money line for 20K just for fun.
Maps to manipulate the outcomes and bet
For fun when down 1-0. If you come back and win, I'll give you an additional 10K. If you lose, you just get the 40. I'll send 20K before map 1 and under, and the other 20 after, unless you win, then it will be 30.
betting odds of certain matches. He asks the players to delete.
Oh my God, if you're worried about getting leaked, just DM me on a private Telegram, or I'll delete all these and we can hop on call real quick for 5 minutes. You got Telegram? Just delete all our messages and let's talk on Telly. Nah, it's not about that. I'm just trying to win. I'm not asking you to throw. Just let's talk in private so I can explain more. Nah, I just don't want to get in trouble either. Even if your operation is safe, I just know I'm going to start tweaking. Oh.
All of their messages with him and to move the conversation over to Telegram. Sean also mentioned someone named Cooker, who is the founder of a crypto trading group called Pastel Alpha. Back
Jesus.
on April 29th, Cooker placed 3 separate bets for a total of $30,000 on Burger Boys to beat Blue Otter, and the bets, of course, hit. Yeah, that's a hell of a lot of money to bet on a random Tier 2 Valorant match. But Sean...
And if you think this is crazy, these are kids. Well, 18 plus, I mean, whatever their ages are. People are doing this for kids. What do you think it's like in real sports? Sports that's been around for a while. You know, video games has only been around like 20, 30-ish years or something like that. And just recently, like good-looking games, high-level competitive games have been popping off for like the last 10, 15 years or whatever. Or no, video games been around like for like what, 30 or 40? I don't know. I'm too old. I'm just saying, what do you think if like kids are getting offered this to play a game? What do you think the offers are like for like adult sports and other sports? MMA, football, baseball, basketball. People are hitting up these guys. This is just like a glimpse.
Garez's team actually lost to Blue Otter the following week, and it left a sour taste in his mouth.
I don't know, it didn't sit well with me when I signed off the co-stream, so I went back that night and I rewatched the VODs. I have rarely in my career, I can't even remember times where I've got out of a game and I thought the other team was cheating in some kind of way. I believe it to be a loser mentality, and it will hinder growth in any kind of competitive sport. So I try not to cope and use these things as excuses. And honestly, I don't think I ever have in my whole career. But
he probably has. He's just saying it publicly. It's like there's always going to be something in the back of your head that's like, is that guy cheating? No, I have to not say that. And because I have to grow as a player. I mean, it's fine. I get it. It's whatever.
This match was different.
Sean goes on to share screenshots that Blue Otter's duelist player, Fair, allegedly received from Riot's esports compliance team, asking for him to provide a personal account of what happened during specific rounds against Burger Boys. The remainder of Sean's video is him breaking down certain moments from Blue Otter's matches against Shopify and Burger Boys. He mainly singles out Bob and Fair, but he also admits that there's some questionable decision-making coming from the entire team. He shows rounds where he believes Blue Otter players were intentionally throwing, but also rounds where he believes that they were cheating against his team. Overall, the community has really...
Ooh. Dang, this is crazy. So if this person has like, what's he implying right here? I mean, I don't know. I can't see. But what's the implication? This person has like walls or something? He's just watching this way when all his other team is trying to like push mid or something. Kind of funny.
Team. Overall, the community has really praised Sean for the work that he has put in here, piecing together this alleged scandal. But he has also received some criticism for the VOD review.
Overall, the DM's going back and forth, showing what's happening is clearly the most impactful evidence that Sean presents. Sean's point of the VOD review is to call the preponderance of bad choices made suspicious. But to be honest, I find this way less compelling because not all moments he shows look equally bad / suspicious. Well, here I think less highlights would have been more. Well, the goal of a cheater is to make it look like they're not cheating. Okay? You have to muddy the waters and swim into that gray area that is obvious cheating and not cheating. All right? You have to make it look like you're not cheating. All right? You have to know where to look, where to not look. So let's say, like a simple example, like I can already tell, like was this 801? Back right there, bang. So like this dude is looking right there, that dude's looking right there. What's the implication?
Intentionally throwing, but
so this dude, I don't know who he's implying is cheating. But so one thing to note is that in Valorant / Counter-Strike, one bullet point on how to get good at the game is what they tell you to place your crosshair accordingly to where you think where you predict the enemy to be. All right, always be ABC. Always be placing your crosshair. Okay, so then what? So if you're cheating and you have walls, what do you have to not do? You have to make it look like you don't have walls. Okay, so what I would guess what would be happening is that if you have walls, you have like a field of view. All right, and what these little triangles represent is probably the center screen. All right, whenever you're looking at someone, if you have walls, it's kind of obvious if you have walls and you're looking directly at somebody through a wall. All right, it's pretty obvious. So what does that person have to do? They have to know where to look and pretend like they don't have walls. You have to use like if most of the time in video games you want to keep your enemy in the center, what do you have to do to make it look like you don't have walls? Well, you have to keep the enemy on the peripheral edges of your screen. The way left side, the way right side. You can still see them, but you can't look directly at them if you have walls. All right, and that's what you can't see with these little markers, the little point, because it's like the point dictates the center of their screen. It doesn't show you like a little cone shape, like a flashlight. It doesn't show you like the field of view, and everybody's field of view is different. Understandably, in competitive, I mean, everybody's probably, whatever the max field of view is, probably everyone's on that one, like 110, 120, I don't know. But, I mean, that's a thing. But let me go back to, was it like 8?
View portion of the video. Obviously, players can have an off day where they look nothing like themselves, so without concrete evidence like money changing hands, it's tough to prove, especially when we're still waiting on a replay system.
Desperation evidence? Ooh, evidence could be risky, bro.
Oh.
You could maybe potentially think somebody's match fixing, but in reality they're just ass. Ooh, that could really, this, if he got any of this wrong, that could really hurt a player's career. So hopefully he didn't get any of that wrong.
Considering Sean
There's no way to know unless somebody comes out and tells the truth.
been in esports for well over a decade now. I'm sure he understands more than anyone how a false accusation could impact a player's career. He ended his video by saying that he believes that
What happened? What? I'm loading. I'm buffering. What am I at? 844. Uh-oh. My internet went out. Will my internet come back? Uh-oh. I think I'm fucked on this one. Well, God dang it. I hate my internet. Fuck Spectrum. This is a good video. Yeah. God dang it. Fuck. fucking hate Spectrum, dude. Spectrum can go fuck itself. Okay, I'm just gonna close it out. Hopefully Valorant gets better. Good video, guys. Keep it up. Later. Hopefully the cheating's wrong. Okay.